Hello and welcome, my friends, to another stream of Adobe Live. I'm your host, Kieran Lewis, a designer from London. And on today's stream, we have character designer and illustrator, Storm Stewart. Storm, how you doing today?
Very good, thank you. Hi,
Yeah,
guys.
wicked. And by the way, the most awesomest name ever. I'm just going to put it out there which I feel like most people will straight and realize that. So
Oh,
massive
thank
welcome
you.
as always. If you have just joined us on YouTube or Behance, I can see RB, Joshua, Gareth. As always, my friends, send the love in the chat. I'll make sure I share that straight with Storm. And if you haven't already, my friends, please don't forget to join us on Adobe Live at Instagram and versus YouTube, which you'll see under the thumbnail underneath myself right now. And I will make sure I will share those lovely comments directly with Storm. So, Storm, would you like to introduce yourself to our audience today?
Yeah, sure. My name is Storm Stewart, as Kieran said. I am also a London-based creative. I'm a
Woo.
bit of a generalist these days. I'm a bit of a generalist these days. My original career started in animation. I used to do like kids TV and things like that. My like one claim to fame is I did the Angry Birds back when they were 2D, which was a lot of fun.
Sick. Okay.
Yeah.
Just drop that in there like that. I like how you just drop that in. Cool.
But yeah, nowadays I tend to do a lot of general stuff. I work from motion graphics to illustration and other design work, and I'm a bit of a generalist these days. But that's
Mm.
me.
Nice, nice. Well, it's good to sort of get an insight into who you are a bit, and I can see obviously the awesome love heart on your screen now as well. So, what have we been working on today for our lovely audience who are quite new to what's happening?
So, what I wanted to do today, since Adobe Express is quite a new and very interesting program, is to take people through the process of making personalized stickers. Now, stickers sounds quite basic, but really there is a lots of applications for this. It's not just the sort of stuff you can send to your mates, but with
Which is
the
still
rise
cool.
of, which is still cool, I'm not knocking it, but with the rise of content creation and things like that, personal branding is so important and
Mm,
representation. So what I'm going to teach you how to do is take images of yourself or things that you like or care about or that are important to you and turn them into stickers that you could use on social media and WhatsApp and other
nice.
places. So
Nice. See here first, my friends are going to be getting a real insight into 101 for stickers with Storm. So look forward to it. So what will we be jumping in? What program will we be jumping into first today?
well, actually, before we got started, I'm going to age myself a little bit here. I had a little bit of a Blue Peter moment. So I wanted to show you
I love
something I
Blue
made
Peter.
earlier.
You still make that? Sorry, go
Oh,
on, go off, please.
no, you're aging yourself too. So what I wanted to show you was some of the things that I made earlier as an example. So we've got a very cheesy sort
Cool.
of love heart emoji at the top here. And I also made with the help of my little sister, like a sort of emoji with myself. Cause you've got these sort of stock images, but like using
Mm,
yourself just kind of adds another spin to it. And what we're
sure.
going to do is basically create these stickers, which you can download and prepared this earlier download
Nice.
onto your phone, go onto Instagram,
Mm,
and then literally just go and use it. You'll save it as a PNG, a transparent background. Then use it there, and you've got your own sticker that you can use,
nice.
whatever you've decided to create. So that's a very, very light
Sweet.
version, but we're going to be
Mm,
working in a combination of programs. So actually,
okay.
first, we aren't starting in Express.
Oh,
We
plot
are starting.
thickens. Where are you
Ooh.
taking us, Storm, on this journey? I'm
I'm
curious.
taking you to
We're just here for the ride.
Photoshop.
Yeah, okay. We love a bit of Photoshop here. Good for it.
Now, the reason we're in Photoshop is because as we're working with images predominantly,
Mm.
do excuse me. I'm not on my main machine at the moment. I'm on my sister's computer, and you can probably
That's
see
all good.
it's it's new to me. So yeah, with Photoshop, what I want to do is start tweaking the image, maybe mess with the color balance and things like that.
Mm.
So you don't just have to take a selfie and upload it. You can have a little bit of fun with it too. So we're going to go through
Nice.
how I might do that. So
Mm.
we've got this another lovely, very cheesy image of myself right here. Since we started with the love heart theme, I figured
Mm.
why not we
See
stick
it
with
through,
that
no?
sort of theme. Yeah,
Yeah.
why not?
You're having a
So
great time there, by the way, in that shot. I don't know, like it feels like the sun is hitting on your face direct. You're having a good time there.
thank you.
Cool.
So what you can do is we're actually going to go to some of the filters. I quite like using some of these myself. Oh,
And that's the beauty,
thankfully
right?
this
With
one isn't
Photoshop,
in
so many tools.
yes, the neural filters. So there's some smart filters in here you guys might be familiar with. This is more applicable to portraits and photos with humans in them. But there are like skin smoothing, smart portraits if you want to tweak them as well. I'm not particularly a huge fan of um over filtering and over removing things. I'm happy with skin as it is. But if this is something you're
Each to their
interested
own.
in,
Yeah,
this
each to their own.
exactly. There are filters here where you can add blurs, you can smooth the skin out. If I slide that up here, as soon as it's finished processing, you can sort of see the texture of the skin changes. So I can tweak things a little bit here, up the smoothness.
Do you ever find when you're doing these it's almost like a bit of trial and error sometimes, especially when you're quite new to the presets, or I should say the effects, because you kind of try it out and think, oh, okay, that's a nice surprise of what's come out. Maybe you find that sometimes when you're editing around.
Absolutely. And I think that's okay. There is a lot of trial and error involved with pretty much every aspect of sort of the
Life,
creative. Yeah, I don't know if you find like you're doing a design project and you might choose a color and you're like, oh no, that's definitely not the one we're using here. Or that's you've made a horrible mistake and you just go back and you try again. But that's okay to allow yourself to experiment with that as well. So I'm just going to do a mild bit of skin smoothing here, and I'm going to actually use the healing brush tool because I'm not sure if you can see, but the makeup artist got some lipstick on my teeth. So new tool for you if you're not familiar with that here is the healing. Oh no, the healing brush tool, which is shortcut J.
Nice to see you implementing the shortcuts, right? It makes life so much more streamlined when you're, especially if you're quite new to these programs, no?
Absolutely. So this is a bit of a two-step program because you can, a two-step process rather. If you hold down the Alt key, I'm not sure if it's visible here, but the icon of the mouse changes, and that's where you select your reference point. And then from there, you can kind of paint over, choosing from that reference point. So you have to be careful where you select, because if I select up the lip here, then I end up like painting what's up there, which is, well, yeah, exactly. We don't want to do that. So just be mindful of that. Do a quick little touch up there. Mind you, like, feel free to play around with this, but one thing I would say is the stickers, the size of them are relatively small, so have fun with it, but don't stress yourself out too much.
The mini pixels, right, of just trying to, to zoom in will stress you out, my friends. Let's we'll put it in context now of like how big we should really zoom in on it. But we're creatives, right? We're perfectionists.
Absolutely. So I might mess with the contrast a little bit. Yeah, just make it a little bit darker, because if it is going to be smaller, then you want it to read a little bit easier. Again, this is my personal preference. I quite like to up that there. And I quite like this. Now, an interesting thing, there are two ways you can do this into Express. You can either upload the PSD itself, which is great. You can go straight into Adobe Express, or you can export it out as something and then upload the image, which is what I'm going to do for a very specific reason, which I will get into as soon as I
keep us on our toes. And just to mention again for the chat, my friends, any questions you may have for Storm while she's in the flow of it, could be about her design background, about could be about tools that she's using. Please do let us know. Please do let us know. And also let us know where you're tuning in from as well. You're in London town, you said, Storm, no?
I am in London town.
Yeah. Another Londonite. Nice to see. Let us know in the chat, my friends. Don't worry, this is not an exclusive London stream. Don't worry, we open to all. So let us know where you're tuning in from.
We're friendly here. We're inclusive here.
Exactly. That's what I like to hear.
Okay, so back in Express, I'm going to just start. Actually, I'll go back to the start here and start from. Actually, no, I'll go back from the template that we were using because that works just fine. We're going to go with a square template because most stickers they recommend you use 500 by 600 pixels roughly, but if you stick with a square aspect ratio, you can't really go wrong. So from here, we're going to close that out, go to media and upload from device. From there, I just need to go and find my image, which is here somewhere.
That's a great question, actually. When you're in a good space, and maybe we'll go back into Photoshop, so definitely you can feel free to park it for later. But question from YouTube, they've asked, when doing the smoothing tool, do you use actions to speed up the process? Which is quite interesting. So you can kind of program things that already almost like presets, really.
Yeah, that you could do that, but the only trouble with doing something like that is that not every image is going to require the same amount of smoothing. So I hesitate from using too many presets in that way, because I like to be able to tweak as needed. But if you have a lot of photos or images that are shot in the same lighting, in the same sort of circumstances, there's a good chance that you can batch edit them in that way. So that's definitely a method worth exploring.
Good shout, good shout. And whoever that was on the question on YouTube, great question. And then let us know yourself. I mean, do you tend to use that, or anyone in the chat? You know, what's your kind of shortcuts when it comes to these tools? We love to hear it. So yeah, do share them away.
So we've got the image in Express now, my lovely edited image all uploaded there. So this is the reason why I've exported it as a JPEG, or you could use a PNG, whichever you prefer. But you can't do this cropping, this sort of masking with a Photoshop document currently. So I want to make this even more cheesy by giving myself heart eyes in a heart mask.
The inception of hearts right now. I'm liking
all the hearts, because cheese is good unless you're lactose intolerant. And then this is going to be our base for our stickers. So from here, I think we can start adding some elements. Nice. I'm going to go full-blown cheesy on this one.
It's that kind of stream today. I got that vibe from early on. So if we're going to go all out, just, you know what I mean? There's no messing around.
Why not?
Full cheese.
So one great thing about Adobe Express, like I spoke to you yesterday, I think, like, I don't have a very strong design background, and Express really supports me in that, because maybe there are certain compositions or fonts or things like that I may not be able to I wouldn't have thought myself, and with the AI tools, it will recommend me color schemes and fonts that it thinks were going to be best. So I've just dropped this on here. You can drag and drop the layers you can see on this right-hand side here. Nice. You got that in there. Send it to your special someone.
I think that's great what you just said, going back to as well the idea of, I mean, the Express is that tool, right, to make life easier for, even if you're not from a design background. I think that's the beauty, especially if you're tuned in from wherever you are today. If you're not from a design background, totally fine, right? It's the idea that you're curious to know, you want to have fun with it, you want to play around with it, and also don't feel too intimidated with maybe all these programs. So it's a nice kind of simplified way to assist you with creating some cool stuff.
Absolutely. And I think the fact that it makes things a lot more accessible even, is such a huge it's just really nice, because I know art and things like that and design work can be really intimidating. And any way that you can start that makes it accessible to you is great. Yeah. I've just decided we're going even cheesier with this. We're going to add heart
and wings
on
there.
Okay. Yes.
I'm getting a kind of Cupid-y kind of
right. So we're going to add that here, but we've still got this one here. So you remember the cropping tool we've used before. We're going to just crop out the other wing, so we don't have to like do too much with it there. Just crop it out, which is good. And then, like, the great thing about this is everything is just kind of click and drag. Nice. So whereas we might know a lot of the, you know, Photoshop shortcuts or whatever, or shortcuts in the program, which we've spent years learning, you guys can just like click and drag. And exactly. It's easy.
Moonwalk into design. I love it.
More
Why
akin to
not? Why
design.
not?
So we've got these stickers here. What else can we add? I feel like I need to really up the cheese on this one.
We can throw it into the chat actually, maybe as a question. I mean, what other elements, my friend, would you like to? I mean, depends obviously what we have in the store, of course, but what would you like to see in terms of assets that can go on? I love heart assets. We'd love to see them. 10 points for the most creative, even if it's not there. That'd be quite cool. Let's see flamenco, but I don't know how that would work, but still.
Flamingo. Shapes.
Flamingo.
I mean, oh, I was about to say, I don't know how I'm gonna do that.
Potato. No one says that.
Let's have a look. We could add some text actually. Oh, I should have looked up some like dad puns or something.
Oh, it's like you read my notes over here. We love a good pun. I don't realize.
Really?
It's just, of course, we're good for puns. And again, I mean, keeping it in the creative hemisphere, of course. Any puns, my friends in the chat, let us know if you got any design puns. We're good for it. Keep it clean, of course.
I was just thinking maybe I heart you. That'll be nice and cheesy.
Yeah.
And
to
with
feel
the
like
text,
we're in February now for like Feb 14th now. Valentine's Day.
Well, you could, those who don't, those who fail to plan to fail. So, get your Valentine stuff in early, guys.
You've heard it from Storm straight up. Just
plan your Valentines now. Yes. Oh no! Don't no.
Is it too soon?
It's too early for Christmas.
It's like, is he that guy that has Christmas lights in front of his house? I don't know. That's a different stream altogether.
Are you?
So let's not throw you off piece now. Sorry. So we've got a comment here from, I'm saying this correctly, Pixie Poo. That's an awesome name. Confetti. Should like to see some confetti if there's any.
Confetti. Okay, confetti, we can go back and have a look at some.
Very London. Confetti. Yeah.
You're from London too. How are you making fun of me?
No, I'm not. No, it's literally just a thing, isn't it? I don't know, but it's so refreshing to like. I'm so used to having streams from the US, but it's like, another Londoner. It's all good.
We love you, American guys, as well. By the way, no shade.
Of course.
Oh, there's a confetti. There's a sparkly heart here. It's nice.
Nice, in keeping with Pixie Poo's comment. We've got another question as well. When you're in a good place. And let me just here we go. Have you used template in Express before, and how you created moving visuals in it yet? Like GIFs. Basically, have you created GIFs in Express before?
Yes. I have, and it's not a long process, but there are workarounds that you have to do to create GIFs in the way that you might be thinking. Because Express has the ability to export PNGs, it doesn't quite have the ability to export GIFs just yet. But what you can do if you have access to the rest of the Creative Suite is export your moving image with like a green background, something you can key out in Premiere. Nice. So you export it as an MP4, upload it into Premiere, and then key out the background, export it as a GIF, and then that's how you would make your GIF.
Tom giving us gems today. I love it. There we go, my friends. You had it first. These little tips and tricks and it's also nice because I think we've had a few streams before where, especially if you're not from the design background, but also incorporating video or some sort of animation, whether it's a gift or with still is quite nice, right? Because it adds that almost like extra layer to whatever you're trying to deliver, which is again a cool part of Adobe Express for adding those in.
Oh, I love that. And as someone with an animation background, like, let me tell you, animation is a long thing. It's a long thing. So to be able to access some of the more basic animations from a click is so nice sometimes. As Pixie Pew in chat is actually my sister, and she is the one that does the animation workshop. So she can attest to the longness but rewardingness of animation. Okay, we got confetti. I heart you. There's one. There we go. That's a nice cheesy one. Nice. Now I have another one that I want to show you guys. That's going to use slightly different, going to make use of the remove background feature, because we have a lot of different features we can use here. Oh, But before I finish, you can see there is a background color. If you were to export this now, you would end up with a white background, which obviously isn't great for stickers or anything you want with a transparent background. So if you go up here where it says resize theme, you can go to background color and you can do this, and that removes the background. And then when you export it as a PNG, then it's ready to be used as a sticker.
Nice.
Okie dokie. On to the next one.
Also, I love that we're creating stickers. I feel like maybe that's something that, I mean, I haven't seen stickers in a long time, so maybe it's just me living in the back cave, but I think it's cool. It's almost like a retro kind of stickers on a school bag. I don't know. Is that a thing? I think
everything
it's
is coming back around again, and it's making me feel horribly old, and I don't know how I feel about
embrace it. Embrace it. You mentioned Blue Pizza at the beginning of the stream, so
I know, I'm
is,
just dating myself terribly here. So this one we're not going to take from Photoshop because Photoshop is very much a the way that I was proposed to use it in this instance is a tweak how you like. Once you get into it and you're using things like brightness and contrast, it is a case of messing with the sliders and seeing what you like the look of. There is no right or wrong here. Despite what people may think, art is subjective. If you like it, then it's good.
To put on a t-shirt. I love that state. There we go. It's just like if it works for you, it works.
If it works for you, it works. Be happy, make pretty things.
Except for a chocolate teapot, that just won't work. But anyway.
Oh no, that's not art though. That's just a bad design.
There we go. Could be fine art, but anyway, that's a whole different
stream.
Let's not go on that path. Let's not go on that path.
Shots fired.
No. Oh, I'm a terrible host. All right, this is going back to what you're working on now.
So we're starting with another image here. Because I've been traveling a lot lately. I've been doing the whole Instagrammer thing. Take your selfies in the sun.
Yeah.
I wish I just ate crepes and stuff. I think anyone from my chat would know somehow we always end up talking about food on my streams, which I don't see that as a problem, you know?
Yeah, we can link in design with food. That completely works.
Exactly. So what I'm going to do here, because I feel like the background on this is different enough from my skin tone in the foreground that Adobe Express should have an easy enough time separating me. But before we do that, that was in Korean. We're going to duplicate this layer or this idea I have. I'm going to line that back up. And for this image here, we're going to click on remove background. You see how it does? It's just going to have a quick look. And it looks like it did a pretty good job. Now, the reason why I've done that is, I best just show you, shouldn't I? I'm going to add some text here. What should I write? Summer Bay, because I'm mourning the loss of summer right now. So we're going to go.
But that being said, it's quite warm in London, no? This is weather chat, but it's...
This is what Londoners do. We just complain or comment about the weather, really, isn't it?
That is very true. We've got I can see some folks are kind of tuning in now, actually, which is quite a nice time to mention because about half an hour into the stream. We've got Oliver who's just popped in. Did someone mention food? You came at the right time, Oliver. I mean, crikey. I mean, it's definitely a Design Express Photoshop stream, but food's good. Food's in there now and again. So
sign food. I actually have some food images that we're going to mess with later as well.
Oh, there we go. So it's all on theme. It's all on track. I like that. We haven't gone off
Everyone knows we always talk about food here. Always. Food makes the world go round. Or makes me go round anyway. So we've got our text here. Now the reason why I wanted to remove the background is if I move this behind me now. There we go. You have to deselect it. Now.
Oh, nice.
Now you have this really cool effect where you can, I need to lock this layer. There you go. Lock your layers. Don't be like me.
So I kind of like that sort of that duplicate, like without this is going so off piece now, but you know that kind of I can't even describe it now. Like repetitive illustration just had there. It kind of looks quite creepy. But anyway, that's a whole different
creepy.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Would you please allow me to drag? It won't let me. Why won't you let me? Ah, there we go. Aha. It's because this layer is locked and it's upset about it. Oh, I see. There
I
we
love your
go.
comment here in the chat, Oliver. Standard British thing. The weather is always wrong. Too hot, too cold. Exactly. If we're not complaining, we're not doing it right. But yeah, it's all good.
Summer, and then I'm probably going to duplicate this and then just write Bay and put it down on the other side because I'm writing like a 40-year-old woman.
Which is perfectly fine.
It's fine. It's fine. No one needs to know. That's a little bit too hidden behind. Oh, I see why. Because the layer that's locked on top is hiding it. So in this instance, if you come across the issue that I am, use the arrow keys. The arrow keys work just as well. You can actually use a lot of shortcut keys. If you hover over a lot of them, they will tell you what sort of shortcuts they are aligned to, especially in the animation side. So yeah, so we've got something like that where you've got the text just hiding behind an element in the foreground. And again, we can just remove the background and just have a summer base sticker or whatever your branding is, or you know.
And I do love as well, it's those little details where like with the M just behind your head or even the B just behind your hand, it's like enough to know what the letter is, even though it's, you know what I mean? That's the kind of like, I always find it's the small little details that, you know, I don't know, maybe it's just too much of it overthinking it here, but I think that's quite cool.
No,
I think things that bring it to life.
No, I agree. And it is the little touches. It doesn't have to be super over the top. Because I was thinking when I was making this, like, oh, it has to be like big, loud stickers. But
confetti everywhere.
No shade to Pixie. It's simple works as well. Like whatever works for you. Again, like for me, I like simple things because it feels good on the brain. But if you like the sort of maximalism style, then go for it.
Make it work. And on that topic of what works for you, we've got a question here. It said, has Storm found a pipeline that involves Express? For example, I found recently I use it for templates, then move that file into AI Illustrator to receive the layers then in Photoshop. It's kind of going back from when we started in Photoshop, but going backwards. Do you ever find that as part of the process, or?
Actually, yes, but more going the other way around. So if I have a couple of images, or if I'm gearing up to make a post, I've got a post scheduled, then I will drop the images and elements into Adobe Express, and then I would use the template for an Instagram story, for example, and then I'd add elements into it from there. And then kind of be like a coming soon, or I could do like little bits of animation just to build some sort of interest. So I'd usually go from something like Photoshop, like we've done here, to Express, and then either add it to the schedule tool in Express, or then take it back out to my phone and then upload it. So I would go back and forth that way.
Just a question. I'm quite curious, and I'd love to know what people think in the chat. I guess there's an element of, because obviously you go the way of Adobe programs, Photoshop, InDesign, Illustrator, then Express. But actually, if you're not from a design background and you start in Express, maybe that gives you the confidence to maybe go into the realm of the photoshopping and the InDesign, because I feel like that's where obviously there's a lot more intricate tools, and maybe for those who are maybe not from a design background, if you're more comfortable liking the Express, then actually maybe you've got that, oh, okay, I've made something quite cool, and maybe I could dabble in, maybe rather than the other way around. I think, I don't know, it could be a thing. It's different when you're from a design background, but I'm just, let us know in the chat, does that make any sense? I don't know if you're starting out, would you feel more comfortable maybe in Express, kind of, you know, almost like stabilizers to the bike were, as it were, and then into the real flow of it? But
definitely, I think so. I actually was in Oxford Circus when they were doing an Adobe Express launch for small businesses, and I was showing a lot of customers how to use it, because you know a lot of people have businesses and maybe they're not as tech savvy as they would like to be, but they still need to do advertising and marketing and all this jazz. And it can be really daunting. So showing them that maybe you don't know even where to start, but you have templates that say food or travel or education, and it gives you somewhere to, right? And it gives you just somewhere to start. Speaking of that, shall we go on to a different sticker? Because
we've got a question here as well.
Oh yes.
And it's maybe a suggestion, and said, can we add AI font on the image?
Oh yeah, let's go back to this one then and change the. Let's see what the AI comes up with. So if we head to
When I read
she
that
might
comment,
just
I had to think of AI. I was like, Illustrator. No,
no,
AI.
not
Just see,
Illustrator.
my brain's thinking in the term of PSD, IDD. Doesn't everyone else think? No,
So
no,
this
no,
is a
no.
beta feature currently, but if you scroll down, once I've got the text selected, I scroll down to text effects, and then this is where you can start putting in your prompts to give it something. So I don't know. Maybe ice lolly? I don't know. Ice cream. This may turn out terrible, but we'll see. Ice cream. And
Never
we'll
did
see what
that
it comes
sentence
up.
"ice cream" turn out terrible. I think was ever in a sentence until now, anyway.
Oh, here we go. Oh,
Yeah, it's looking good.
that's not bad.
Can we zoom
So
in a
you,
little bit just so we can marvel?
yeah.
Maybe it's just my terrible eyes, but so all our friends
No,
can
no,
see.
my eyes are terrible too. Don't worry. I got you. Oh, see, you can see some examples of the shortcuts here. So it's telling me control
Nice.
plus zoom in. So there we go. Got
Looking good.
wait. Ah. There we go. So we've got this version of the
Some
ice
vibes
cream.
there.
Nope, wrong button. There we go. I'm not particularly seeing the sort of ice cream that I like. I'm not. Oh no, hang on. There we go. It looks like syrup.
Nice.
So there you go. We've got something there.
It kind of merges with your headscarf as well, actually. The color kind of
Oh, it
palette is
actually
like,
does.
there we
Yeah.
go. It's a happy accident. We love that. That's what we like to see.
Oh no, this is the one. This is the one.
It's got a twister, no?
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Twisters are awesome.
There we go.
So it's a piece now.
Yeah, I'm upset about summer ending. As every British person is, it's too hot and it's not long enough, and yeah. So we're going to go on to another sticker now. This is like
Cool.
my excuse to hold you guys hostage and look at my holiday photos now, because that's all we're going to go through.
It's all good. You've got us for an hour, so it's all well, actually about 45 minutes, but it's all good. We're here in the company, and actually that's quite a nice organic time to actually mention. If you have just joined us, we're now over that halfway mark, well, half an hour mark, I should say. And today we have illustrator and character designer Storm Stewart. So welcome if you have just joined us on YouTube. Behance, any questions you have for the lovely Storm, design process, design background, tools, tips, tricks, let us know in the chat and I'll make sure I share that directly with her.
Oh, here's one.
This is
This
summary.
very summary.
Where's this taken?
This is Puglia in the south of Italy.
Cool.
Where they really know how to enjoy summer. So we're going to go back again and do a very similar thing. We're going to crop it. We're going to duplicate it. And I feel like adding like Italy or Puglia just peeking out of the background here might be quite nice. But we'll see. We might have to get a bit creative with our masking on that one, because it's can't remove a background because the whole thing's kind of a background. So this will be a good chance to experiment with this feature.
Yeah. You're in a good place to be experimenting, that's for sure. In a safe space as well, I might add. So it's an Adobe live stream. There we go.
We learn together.
Of course.
Okay, I think we'll crop it there. Actually, let me remove this. You can actually just hit backspace and it does it fine as well. Another shortcut for ya. Let's see what happens if I do remove background. What's it going to remove? I'm gonna remove the whole. Oh yeah, it removed the whole thing because the whole thing's a background. I figured as much. So what we're going to do instead, is we are going to add a different type of crop. So we can add a freeform one, or we can do a different shape one. So we're going to grab these edges here and drag it down a little bit just so it's peeking over this here. And there we go. Same thing again. We're going to add a new text layer and add
Oh.
Puglia. Yeah. And another cool feature, again, like I can draw, arguably, and
I
I
love
can.
you said that with chest. I love that. Yeah, I can
um,
do. Cool.
I cannot do font typefaces. Uh,
That's a
I
skill though in
struggle.
itself. No, I get that. It's
It really
yeah,
is. But you have got like recommended fonts up here as well, which is always really nice. So I feel
nice.
like a big
We'll find something
chunky
right that
font
we
is
like.
quite nice.
Mm.
And if you have found something that you like, if you hit on the symbol here with the two waves, you can select to have more that are in that
Mm.
sort of style. So
Nice.
if you're looking at a thick one or something that's italic or something, but I quite like this one. Same thing
Nice.
goes for the color, unless you have your own branding colors. Oh, I kind of feel like this works because it's dark, but no, we're gonna mess with the color a little bit. So we've got more colors down here, but you can also use the eyedropper tool if you see something you like the look of. Oh, quite like that white font on the background.
Yes, as well.
And then we drag that behind. You can kind of see where the mask is a little bit harsh. A really good feature would be like a magic wand tool, but you do have this erase option here, which I can just kind of do with the mouse here and tidy up the areas that I want more visible. So that works. You can hit done there, and now, yeah, it's a little bit better.
There's something quite nice as well, right? About there's only 6 characters in the letter, so it's a short and sweet name, and it kind of fits in. I don't know, it just fits in kind of nicely, right?
I
Within that sort of square
know.
dynamic. So it's almost like it was destined to. I love that. There we go.
We can just leave it at this, but I think we can do more. I think as stickers, like you could tell me more, Kieran, with design. I think stickers always look better with like an outline. I quite like when
I
there's like a
saw that as
thick
a comment
border.
actually. It's
And
funny you mentioned that. I did see that as a comment, and I'm the worst host for not remembering who mentioned it, but I'm sure that was a comment. And yes, to answer your question, I think that is a good idea to have a nice outline. Kind of just gives it more impact now.
Right. So because there's no specific stroke feature like you might have in Photoshop, we're going to do a little workaround here. If you have something that's quite a common shape, like this one's just a square, I can just use a rectangle here and I can drag it to lock your layers. Didn't I say that before? And I'm not listening to my own advice.
Lock your layers and save your files, my friends. 2 things that will help you.
Oh my gosh.
Help you in life.
Yes. Oh, already that looks so much better. It just looks like a
nice,
like a stamp. I like that. But we can also just mess with the colors as well, which is easy enough to do. And the shapes itself, you can add borders to actually. So you can change the corner roundness.
nice.
Border bit too thick there. The border thickness and the style as well. So you can actually do quite a lot with the shapes itself, but you can't quite do that with the image itself. So this is where working between Photoshop and Express, where those features may not be there just yet, you can kind of find a workaround. I don't know.
Maybe it makes you a bit more curious, right? You're like, oh, if only I knew. And then that's where the whole learning maybe comes into play. And who knows, maybe even the watching of Adobelive streams to get familiar with the tools and the trips and tricks. Trips. I said trips because of holiday and on the screen. There we go. My mind is off piece in terms of holidays. On that topic, I can see we've got some folks who are coming in the chat as well. So hi Izzy, lovely Izzy. He's also an Adobelive host and has her own show as well. So definitely stay tuned for that. Good to see you, Izzy.
Kind of like this. I feel like I almost want to add a stamp because it's giving me like postcard vibes almost. Misshapen postcard. I wonder if we can find a stamp. Let me have a quick look.
Postcard and stickers. That's a solid.
Yeah. Oh look, there's one.
Project.
So this is the other thing that I really like is if you can think it and you can type it, there's a good chance you can find it providing it exists in the library already. And then you can just use it, which is Brilliant. I don't know what an Italian stamp looks like. Oh dear. There's
Yeah,
all
if
these.
anyone is from the background, maybe. I mean, it could be quite niche to find it on there. Who knows? I mean, maybe it does. Maybe there's, but
Like we got
is that
this
a?
little stamp here.
Yeah,
It's definitely
work
not an
with that.
Italian stamp, but
We
it's
can work with it.
it's
We use our
cool.
imagination. We use our imagination.
And with all of these elements, again, you can add different effects. The main effects for these are to do with the color. So if you wanted to add a different tone to it, or you can do your own basic adjustments with color, saturation, and shadows and things like that. But I think for this, I quite this makes me happy. I like it. I'm quite happy
Yeah,
with this one
looking
here.
good.
Yeah.
Nice. I wanted to ask as well. So Storm. So also like you're a designer by trade. What's your kind of setup? Are you iPad? Are you laptop, desktop? Because it's always nice to know what our creators who we have on, like, what's the kind of setup? What's your kind of domain, as it were, when you're in the
So
flow?
normally I work on my desktop PC,
Cool.
and that has been my workhorse, my baby for the last decade, which probably shows because it's not happy with me today. But I work on a single monitor. I use keyboard and mouse, sometimes a
Cool.
Wacom tablet if I'm feeling fancy, and that's more or less it.
Okay.
And I'm able to pretty much get all my work done. I work across, I would like to say maybe 6 or 7 different Adobe programs, and that's my
Cool.
setup for all of them.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Each their own. It's always good to. I think that's the beauty where we have these streams, right? And actually, it's a good time to mention if you are very much new to watching these streams. This is why we do them, right? To get an insight into creatives, the design methodology, and just basically who they are as a creative. And I would be a terrible host if I didn't mention it. On the Behance chat, you will see a little guest recommendation tab. So if you're curious to maybe be featured on her, or even know someone who could be quite cool to be on her, feel free to recommend, and who knows, could be on the next stream. So get recommending, my friends.
I just saw someone in the chat saying that I should have made this thing a sticker instead. So I'm just going to have a quick look and see what that looks like. It's
They
not,
knew
oh,
too much.
yeah.
It
Could work. I need to like change the size ever so slightly because that's not quite.
I've got a question for you, Storm. So it's still related to stickers and Storm brand promise. So like, did you ever go for a phase of using stickers a lot as a kid, or like did you put stickers like school books or bags? Was that
Yes.
you? Are you that person or?
Yes, my computer is actually covered in them, and even today my sister gave me a set of stickers. She's like, "Would you like a sticker for your phone?" And I'm like, "Yes."
Silly
I
question. Of
don't
course I
use
would.
them. Yeah, I mean, I don't use them as much anymore because a lot of my life is digital now. I don't really work on with paper as much anymore. But if I see a nice sticker, I'll hold on to it. Nice. I can't find a shape that would work
Let us
well
know
for
in the
this
chat,
one.
my friends. Do you are you a hoarder of stickers, or if you do have stickers, where do you put your stickers? We like to know. We like to know this stuff.
Okay. I think we are going to go on to the next one because that I quite like the way that one's looking. Remove the background on this one as well. So we've got a little Booyah sticker. Actually came out pretty nice. I think that one's pretty cool.
I love how you're surprised. Of course, it looks good.
Yeah.
Am I that good? Look at I did.
Well, you know, I just like I've got my hair's hidden. Just want to flick my hair here.
L'Oreal advert.
Have I done one of those yet? No, I don't think I have. Another cool feature actually, before I move on from this one, is that you can group things. So if you didn't need to just move the whole thing, if you click and drag, it gives you the option for the mixed media that you've got there to just group it, which it's there. Not ideal because have I forgot? Oh no, hang on. I see. I forgot that. So now you remember I was yelling at you to lock your layers. Now unlock your layers.
Me personally, I love that. I got told off, my friends, before the stream. Had one job. All right, cool.
One job. And now this is locked, which opens up an option for you to do a whole bunch of other things talking about animations. If we have a look here, we can actually see some of the presets, which turns these stickers into animated GIFs, which, as I mentioned before, I will show you how to quickly do something with that. But for these, you've got a couple of presets like this Bob one, which
Nice.
is pretty nice. I feel like I might make someone seasick a little bit with that one. You got the breathe, you've got flicker, you've got pulse, you've got a whole bunch of really cool ones, and there are more coming soon. Oh no,
That's the seasick one, I think.
Yeah,
Maybe
that's
that
the
was
seasick one.
that's the one.
I think this one is a pretty cool one. From here, you can see the duration, you can extend it, you can cut it to make it shorter or things like that. This is lasting 5 seconds. You can change the speed. Too much. Put it back down to 50.
And it's probably a good time to
before.
mention now. We're in a stream. I mean, it's ridiculously quick. How quick? Ugh. Ridiculously quick. How quick? You know what I'm trying to say. We're basically going quite fast into stream. We've got about half an hour left, so that's just a nice little time to give you like a little reminder where we're at. So, because of course we want to make sure that you're in a good place with all your work. And we have a question for you, Storm, on YouTube. And someone's asked, what laptop do you recommend when doing design? Could be a controversial one now because I feel like Mac versus PC. Go.
Well, I have both. So I would say
on the
whatever.
Fence, I like that.
For me, they are all tools. If it does what you need it to do, then it's good. Like I have no loyalty to any particular brand. If it gets the job done, then I'm gonna use it. So work within your budget. Make sure it can handle whatever it is you're planning on doing, because the laptop that you need for video editing is going to be different for the laptop you need for working in Illustrator or doing graphic design. They are different levels of intensity in terms for the machine. You know, rendering something at 4K is going to be different than, you know, creating PNGs, although Illustrator files can get pretty big. But check what it is you want to do first. Make sure whatever machine you're using can at minimum accommodate it, and work within your budget and get something you like the look of.
Nice. No, that makes total sense. And I think that's a nice comment, especially if again, this stream is not just for creators, right? It's for anyone who's just curious about design. So if they're not from a design background and maybe this is their first kind of insight watching you today, Storm, I think that's quite a nice comment in terms of even the budget, there's elements, but just stuff that you feel can at least, you know, from a basic level cover things that they need. Because yeah, I mean, it's, you go out in the market, there's plenty names, and we all know brands and different types of brands, which so there we go. So each to their own, of course, and what you feel more comfortable with.
Yeah, and obviously you are gonna have to pay attention to things like the screen quality and color correctness and things like that. But if you are just starting out, the color's not going to be too bad. But if you're working at a professional level, make sure you are calibrated properly. Like, it can go so deep, but if you're just starting out, I think my mobile phone is more powerful than my PC now, honestly. Like,
can you imagine those ones? I love that. And actually, my little advice on top of that is a good hard drive as well, right? I mean, it depends on what you do and what you need it for, but I don't know, I always find it, and this is just my, I don't know, my brain, how it kind of calibrates, but I like to kind of have things saved on the cloud, but also just another point of contact as well. So depending on that question, what you think you need it for, maybe a hard drive could also be quite useful, just to kind of back up stuff. So it kind of goes hand in hand. Nice Christmas present. There we go. On top of talking Christmas stuff already, Storm. Wow.
No,
I blame you for that, for the the gifts and the hearts and.
No. Here's another fun image. I think we might be able to. Oh, it's large. It's lagging. There we go. I have no idea what this was, but I thought it looked cool, so I took a picture of it. That's all you need to do. Don't let anyone shame you for taking pictures of everything. If you like it, you take a picture of it.
Oh yeah.
So I think for this one, we might be able to add some interesting elements. I'm wondering if we can erase the background enough just for the building to stand out in front, and maybe have some characters like popping out of the side. I think that might be quite cool. So
it's almost like, because they're both dark, right? It's like that slight, is there enough? It's, do you know what? It's almost like the perfect is it a line tool, the marquee tool? I forget what it's called actually now.
Yeah.
But just because it's the way of the shape of it, there's no curves. It's quite easy just to. But that's our Photoshop brains. We're in Express, so we'll keep it in Express. But there we go.
Oh, it appears to have done it.
Nice.
All right, so let's add some characters
Spot
to be
machine.
sticking out of the back of this. So, shapes, icons, the icons. Oh, maybe.
Let us know,
Uh,
friends, in the chat. What do you want to see popping out of the building?
feel like these are.
Just a
Might be
bear
able to
just
get.
randomly popping out of the building. Can you
Oh, this was
clarify?
Ohio, and I'm sure there's like an animal that's is like synonymous with Ohio. So maybe someone can.
There we go.
Are there Ohio animals? Be nice. I know there's like memes about Ohio. Be nice. Oh, that looks good. Look at that one. There.
I don't
It's
know why my
sticking out the
eyes saw
side.
like was that a cat in a space outfit then? Maybe
Where?
not. Am I going
No,
like
he's
the
in the
other the other
suit.
way the
Oh,
other
the
way
other
around?
way?
It was the other. Yeah, like I'm
Oh,
pretty
yes.
okay. I'm not going crazy. Yeah, that's not a weird thing to say. I was like for a split second, I was like I'm pretty sure I saw a cat in a space outfit, but who am I to be throwing out these gems? Nice. I like that. You can see already it's going to poke up quite nicely, right?
Yeah.
Up the building.
So from there again, we'll just remove background because this should be fairly nice and simple to. Yeah, look at that. Let's see. Let's see.
Imagine just going for a tour of your family in town and then all of a sudden this giant dog
Oh.
just it's terrifying, but then also awesome
How
for
is
the
that
awesome for the
Sarah? There is no
I
way.
mean awesome for the
No.
Insta, but
Okay,
it's
so
like
there.
Godzilla size. But anyway, yeah, off piece now.
No. Okay,
We've
there's a
got
cat.
I think your sister, isn't it? It's Pixie Poo.
Pixie View,
Potatoes
yeah.
popping out. Potatoes
Potatoes popping
popping.
out.
Potatoes, cats and dogs. This is a nice little nice mix.
No one said these stickers had to make sense. They just had to be fun,
Yeah, for sure. I mean, each to their own. Like
right?
the more wild it is, the better, right?
Are you a cat person or a dog person?
What a question. I'm gonna
Yeah.
definitely upset someone, right? Whatever answer I give. I'm a lover of all animals. I no, do you know what? I had a
Eh.
cat growing up. I had a cat growing up, so I think I've got a soft
Mm.
spot for I love dogs too, though. How about you?
Same. I grew up with cats, but I seem to get on with pretty much most animals. So, like, so long as they
Okay.
like me, I like them.
Is that the rule? I love that. If they don't like me, then on your way. I love that. This is definitely an animal farm happening here. I like that. It's
Oh no.
some got to do all kind of vibes there. Classic film.
Let me search for potatoes. So this when you're searching for images in media, this is pulling from the Adobe stock library. So again, so long as it exists, it's probably there. So let's see. Potato.
And that's a nice one to mention actually with Adobe stock. Again, if you are maybe more on the side of the Photoshop InDesign, you probably know this already, but there is a lot of different assets on the stock and the libraries that you can download to pay or for free as well. So yeah, definitely get playing with some of the stock that the gods of Adobe have to offer.
The gods of Adobe, like that.
We've got Isabel said, and I knew I'd definitely be a cat. I've seen your Instagram, Isabel. Cats alive, and then the dog is cute too. So yeah, I mean, this is going to be a debate throughout the whole stream. But can we all agree that we like potatoes? I don't know, like because we got a potato in the mix now.
Who
Guys.
doesn't like potatoes? Honestly, potatoes are so
Yeah.
versatile. Oh no, didn't mean to
See?
select you.
Yeah, potatoes are versatile.
They are.
And a
Who doesn't love
raccoon.
a versatile vegetable?
True. I mean,
There we go.
cabbages definitely set in their ways, aren't they? But still,
Eesh.
yeah, raccoons.
Eesh. Why would you select that one though? Cabbage. They just smell bad. They taste funny.
I love that.
There's no redeeming qualities of those.
I imagine for any maybe parents on the stream who have their child watching them, and there's like, stop saying these blasphemy stuff about vegetables. I'm trying to encourage my child. I'm talking about this because I'm a parent now. So my brain
Oh
thinks now of
no.
trying to. It's okay. It's okay. My child is still a baby, so she doesn't understand the concept of. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
Oh.
This is a nice,
Not
nice
old
little
enough to be a
montage.
fussy eater yet.
I mean, it's only milk right now, so we're good. We're good. There's not much on the menu.
I saw potato head.
Potato head.
I guess. Oh, Was that actually a toy in the UK? Was Potato Head a toy?
To
Was
be
that an
right, I feel
American?
like if it was in the US, it probably was in the UK as well. Eventually, it came over.
Really?
No, yeah, Toy Story. No, what a classic
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, but I don't remember seeing one growing up.
toy. Probably was in a Happy Meal box of some sort. I don't know. A bit down the line. And just to mention, my friends in the chat, if you're on YouTube Behance, so we've got maybe about another 15, 20 minutes, 20 minutes or so. So any comments you have for the wonderful Storm? It could be anything. It could be why have we got animals, potato head, and a potato? Let us know anything. We love to hear it. Let us know in the chat. And for these last kind of final minutes or so, I'll make sure I get those in the chat. In the chat, get over to Storm whilst we're
The
in the flow of
answer
it.
is why not?
Yes.
The answer is always why not?
Yeah.
There we go.
True. True.
And then we'll crop that as well. I just had the idea. It would be cool to have them like sticking out of it.
Nice.
Like, look
Oh,
at
I
that, they're
actually want that as
sticking
a
out.
sticker. That would be
Yeah.
cool.
See?
I want on the backpack,
Trust the
actually.
process.
Trust it. That sounds like a Mikel Arteta. Anyway, no, I'm gonna go off piece. Oliver Oliver said, yes, Mr. Potato Head, it did made it here. Oliver
It
knows.
did?
He knows. And he's a regular on Adobelive. I do love thanks, mate. He's got our back. I love that. It's
So
looking good,
there
this
we've
sticker.
got a mixture of elements using the Adobe stock images. We've added masks. We've removed part of the background and we've messed with layers. So that's another cool thing you can do there. And for my last one, because it wouldn't be a stream with me in it if we didn't go to food at some point, I'm gonna show you.
We had a bit of potato in the last one, so we kind of like filtered it in. He kind of teased us with the potato in the last one, and slowly but sure, and the cabbage talk, and then your love for cabbage, of course, and then there we go.
Maybe we'll go with this one. So this was called a golden latte. It was very nice.
With a name like that sounds very
right. So fancy.
Cinnamon in there, maybe. I don't know.
I think there was cinnamon.
Know,
the guy that made this for us was proper experimenting. He was like, "Oh, can I try this? Can I try that?" And I'm like, "Yeah, have fun. I'm on holiday. You do what you want."
Back alley, just like cocktail making, coffee making. Yeah, it looks good though. To be fair.
Oh, it was heavenly. It's nice when you're in a space where you're like, I'm on holiday. I don't care what you do. Just go have fun. Do what you're gonna do.
Yeah,
I will be here. Let's see if it removes everything but the cup, or if it's gonna remove the cup. Oh, and it kept my hand in. Perfect.
Nice.
Yes. I'm thinking maybe this could be.
We're testing the AI, aren't we? And it's just knocking out of the park every time. Liking that.
I feel like this is something I would send to my friends, like when they put some text behind it and just be like, "Coffee?"
One song?
Question mark. Like, shall we go? Coffee date? Coffee date? Yeah, it's what Londoners
I'm laughing because we got perhaps the greatest comment today of the stream.
What?
We have Gareth Williams, who I also recognize on the stream. So welcome, buddy. He said, and if you have been here already, sorry. He said, I have a Darth Tater variant of the potato head somewhere. It's like Darth Vader, Darth Tater. Tater's potatoes, no, in American, no? Is it tater tots? Am I going crazy? Is that a thing? Tater tot? Is that a thing?
Yeah, but that's like those are like mini hash browns.
Ah, which is potato.
Yeah, it's potato.
Yeah. No, because thinking why tater? What's the rationale? But then definitely going off piece now. Yeah. Anyway, I feel like it is part of the potato family. There we go. If mixing our American and US and UK streams there.
We all come together with food.
We do. We very, very much do. That's great to know, Gareth. Actually, I love that. Gonna have to get you on a stream and have this in the background.
Oh, see, coffee. So, you know, maybe if you have like a in joke with your friends, you could just make a sticker specifically. Like my friends and I, we do love going for our little coffee dates. Don't judge me.
No,
I'm a matcha latte person.
You're in a creative space talking about coffee. I cannot think of anything else that kind of goes interlocked. I mean, you don't have to like coffee. It could be a smoothie person or a tea, but I guess stereotypically wise, it tends to be a coffee. No.
Well, I usually get a matcha latte because I'm too sensitive to caffeine. My little
I'm
heart
trying to
can't
behave
take
myself
it.
and go for smoothies these days, but yeah,
Ah.
just to mix it up. I'm liking that font. What was that name of that font, by the way? That star. It's got sort of
So
chunkiness to it.
this one is Asphalt.
That's
And that was just one that's been recommended. So scroll
so
down, found
without
one
you
that I
having to
like the look
even
of.
go through. Nice.
Oh yeah, because I would not have come up with this myself. I'm, straight up. I'm so grateful for some of these recommended features in here because I'm like, oh yes, definitely. That makes way more sense than what I was going to do. And look at that, coffee. Just like,
Nice.
oh, this is kind of cool, actually. I might save this and send it to my friend.
I love that. I made it on the stream. Like, I think I might actually use this on the. There we go.
Actually,
You're gonna have a stream of folks on the stream now. Be like, can we just buy this from you somewhere? Can we have this on our? We want this everywhere, everywhere and anywhere.
I quite like that. Just take the coffee. I feel like maybe I should add some clip art behind it or something.
Hip hop. Wow, I haven't heard that term in a long time.
I know.
No, I mean like that. I mean, Clip was a classic. Oh no, I'm digging a hole now even more. Thank you, Oliver, as well. Actually, he has my back with the whole what is a tailor thing. There we go. Going back to that. Always got my back, Oliver. Thank you, buddy.
Should I add? Oh, maybe like steam lines. Oh no, coffee beans. Ooh.
We've had quite a few streams actually over time about coffee brands, and I remember it's terrible because I hosted this gentleman and I can't remember the name, but it was a great one. I remember, and we had like instead of the O, we had the coffee bean, which made the O. But I mean, that's I don't want to. Who am I to change what you're doing now? But yeah, it was a thing. Yeah, kind of like that. But then I'm saying it in like the next 5 minutes, but that was a whole stream in itself. That previous
God,
one.
yeah. Have I only got 5 minutes left?
No, you don't. You're good.
You stressing me out, Kieran. No,
sorry, I'm trying to be a great host and then balance.
No, you're doing wonderful. Let's see. I don't know what I feel like I want to add coffee beans, but I'm not sure. Do I want to add coffee beans? Or well, I mean, it's not actually a coffee I'm drinking there, but I don't think it would make sense if I wrote golden latte. I don't think it's going to have the same sort of impact. Although I think adding some animation to be like a wiggle, like a nudge, like, hey, shall we get coffee?
Nice. Coffee. Just like the question today.
I actually quite like that because it's going behind the cup and everything, but no, not the spinning one. Not spinning. That seems quite intense, doesn't it? Like coffee.
It's like it's gone from like a nice, polite, would you like coffee to take the coffee, please? Take it. No one else will. No one else will.
You know when you look at a word for too long and you're not sure if you spelled it right? Have I actually spelled that correctly?
You have. I can confirm. I mean, the F's are very closely together, but
yeah,
I can confirm. Yeah,
I have spelled it correctly.
Oh, you're making me doubt myself now. No, it's all good. It's all good.
I think I might add a sticker to this one as well because I think that will help it just stand out a little bit more. Did I say sticker? I mean a stroke, like a background to it. So go search for a circle. Oh, this one's actually just a border. We'll use this one for now because in case I want to add a stroke to it itself.
Is it? It wasn't. Going back to when we were talking about the coffee branding, we got Izzy who said, "Was it Paul O'Brien?" It wasn't Paul, and actually, Paul's a good mate of mine, so I'd be the worst friend and host on top if I didn't remember that. But Paul did do a coffee one. I remember it was someone else, and there we go. That's a good chance to say, look back on our streams and try and find and rewatch every single stream to find out exactly who this one person was. Good homework. It'll come to me straight after the stream's over. Classic. But yeah, back to this one, of course. So what are we doing now?
We are just adding that border. I think I want it just so the hand is outside this image but inside there, and I feel like maybe I should make the text of border of the font a little bit bigger.
Nice.
See, now like it's so easy to kind of mess around with, that you can kind of change your mind quite quickly and just be like, don't like that, let me try something else. And it's not really destructive. You can use your usual backspace, your undo commands like Control Z to go back to things that you might have done before if you've decided you didn't like a change that you've just made. So, allow yourself to experiment. Doesn't have to be perfect. Also, lock your layers. Oh my goodness.
That's the word of the day. Well,
It
the statement
is
actually.
lock your layers. I kind of like this up here now, just so it's like bleeding in from the too high. Come back down. Back down. I actually quite like that there. Coffee. Yes. What do you think?
I kind of like it coming. I almost feel like the coffee outline maybe is slightly thicker, just so it's kind of in keeping
Okay.
with the thickness of the circle, maybe.
Okay. Let's whack it
Maybe.
up to 100. Like that. Or
Yeah.
even
I
more.
mean, let us know in the chat. What do you think, my friends? I think it's looking okay.
Yeah, I quite like that. How are we doing for time? Do I have
We are good. We are good. We've got about 6 minutes or so. I mean, that's
no?
yes, Isabel's Kevin Kraft. There we go. Dropping that in there.
Oh,
Great
nice.
stream. Yeah, no, we're good for time. So what I'll do is I'll make sure we give you like a last 5 minutes so we can do like a nice little recap. But you're good for now.
Okay. Cool. Well, I think then I won't make people too hungry or thirsty. That's just cruel of me because it's probably like lunchtime for some people. But yeah, I think we've done quite a few interesting styles. We did a very cheesy one to begin with this I Heart You. We did something a little bit more stylized using mixing the remove background feature with AI generative text. Made a sticker. I think this is probably my favorite one, honestly. Like, I might just have to make this available for people to use because it's just pure chaos and it's fun. I like this one so
wild.
much.
I like it.
Yeah. I feel like this one needs a border as well. Or I remember seeing like a flower border shapes. Yeah. Something like that maybe. Oh. This is the problem. You can start on something and then you can just keep going when you really shouldn't.
I mean, I feel like that's every designer, no? It's in that system where you're like, oh, I want to keep
Kind
on
of.
having fun with it.
Let's just drag that down. See. We need to change the color for sure. I like being able to just use the eyedropper tool. Just change it quickly like that.
Friends.
Especially like I've mentioned before, if you don't have the strongest design skills, like I've always said, one of my weakest skills was color theory, which is really bad for an illustrator. But like I know what I like doesn't necessarily mean that it's what is correct. So having things in place where it will give you recommended combinations is always really helpful. Because I might like a color combination, but other people are just like, maybe not.
Just a quick one. We'll be back in literally 2 seconds, my friends. We've just got a little slight technical glitch. We'll be back in 2 secs. So about my friends, we're back. Slight glitch in the matrix, but we're back still. We're back to get us back in the groove.
Welcome back. Okay, I thought I'd just add more flowers and a border, and I'm quite happy with this one. I think it's the cat that makes it for me and the potato head.
The cat and the glasses. I mean, I kind of like the raccoon doing it was like a peace sign. I think he's just
Right?
like, yeah, that's a strong group of creatives there, art directors and all sorts of designers.
Yeah. Oh, goodness. And always remember, guys, if you are planning on using this as a PNG or something with transparency, you want to export it as a PNG. So where I've got the background color removed here, if you go up to download, it gives you different file formats that you can use. Transparent PNG is the one that you'll want to use to be able to do the what I did on the video that I played at the beginning of the stream.
Nice.
So then you can save it onto your phone and then just upload it. And if you're doing it for WhatsApp, you just go find the appropriate program and then you can upload it as a WhatsApp sticker.
Nice. There's always been that case of be careful, my friends, when you download a PNG. If it is a PNG, there's always that meme where is it really a PNG? Is it a checkered flat background behind you? It's like it's a trick. Yeah. Transparent backgrounds off our friends, which is all good. That's a nice collection you've got there now. Growing stickers. I like it.
Quite happy with
it. They could easily be like badges as well, right? I don't know. That's what I think I have more of, maybe badges than stickers, but I don't know.
Do you like a good badge?
Just out of curiosity, you think of the ones we got there, we could do like maybe like a hybrid? I'd just totally thrown off piece now, like a hybrid of that'd be overkill, wouldn't it? Like a
hybrid.
So almost like a collaboration between maybe the Love Heart one with maybe the coffee one, like almost together. But that would be quite an intense sticker, right? It's like two lots. I don't know. I'm just throwing options out there for our last few minutes. I don't know if it could be, but then you direct me. Yeah. Could be the world's worst idea, or maybe the most creative one. Who knows? Each to the. You're like, yeah, that's a terrible idea, Kira. So let's not.
No. I didn't say that. Let's see what we can do.
I mean, I thought about it when I said it. I was like, maybe that's not going to work, but I'm already saying it now, so I'm going to see it through.
Why not? Let's see what we can do. Let's upload the heart image. Excuse me.
Imagine if it's your favorite one now. I'm just saying that would be. I would sleep safe now tonight knowing it's still made a nice collab.
And we will crop this into a heart. Put me under.
It's like how much I love coffee.
Oh right, could just like be animated pulsing in the corner. It's like hearts.
It's showing your affection for how much you really love that coffee. No, I just yeah.
Ooh, you plus me.
It's almost like kind of cartoony, that font, though.
I know, it's actually quite.
Yeah.
I'm having too much fun with this. I don't know.
That's the thing about these strings, where you can just keep building and building. We have those things called deadlines, which is like
But do you need it, or do you just want it at that time? I think you can wait. You can wait. You don't need it right now. Deadline's not that important.
I love that. Yeah. Everyone in the stream's like, you tell my clients that and see how far I get. And deadline, what deadline?
Don't worry about it. You tell them what works. It's fine.
Smile and wave. That's that. You can't go wrong there.
Let's add this.
Fix Music seems like the perfect photo booth sticker set. I love that.
Oh, this is so cheesy. I love it though. Love it.
I mean, that was that we set the tone early on from like an hour and a half ago, and I was like, yeah, if we're gonna see it through, let's see it through.
Stream is not lactose intolerant friendly.
It's like a nice full circle though, right? We started with the heart, kind of ended with the heart, and
yeah,
there we go. Back to back love. Oh no, I heard of puns. It's cheese. How very early 20s? How very early 2000s? It's got that kind of vibe to it, no? Like, I don't know.
It does.
School drawn in your school book, kind of. Yeah. Those were the days.
Okay, so I added it. I could see me using this. You and me, coffee.
You're trying to humor me still, and it's like, why did I let Kieran trick me into building more of an asset? It's the worst thing I could possibly. I don't know. I think it's
like it.
Maybe not.
Everyone tell Kieran it was a good idea.
Let's all give him a pat on the back, and then it's all good. But I think it's quite nice again going back to, for those who are quite new to Adobe Express. It's nice to kind of know what you can do, right, and the different objects and shapes, and you've kind of had like a really nice introduction into all the different variants. You can use any assets as well. I feel like the library is way, you can never be too big, right? But it's a nice option to have to play around with.
Yeah, it's way more vast than I expected sometimes, the amount of things that you can find if you search, and then sometimes it gives you a better idea of what you might want to use instead. It's like, oh, I didn't consider that. I'll use your idea instead.
Or take influence. There we go. Influenced.
Influence. Well and truly.
Definitely. And I can see, we've got our folks, excuse me, who's nothing but positive vibes in the chat. We've got It's Cute, Love Heart from Claire. Wow, this is a blast from the past. So Pixie Poo said Tracy Beaker vibes. Do you remember that show? I used to love that show. Jesus, Pixie Poo, you're taking us back.
Yep. I feel like that used to be her show.
I love that.
Yeah.
The aesthetics that Gen Z loves right now. There we go. From comments from Zizzy there. It's gonna come back around though. Maybe maybe something that seems very 2000s could be right now.
Oh, all the 2000s fashion is coming back in right now, and I don't know how I feel about it. Just like, no, that was a bad idea when we did it. Don't do it again.
No, they gotta learn, right? They gotta learn. Oh, you sound like such old fuddy duddies. I love that. Not just like before the war. Yeah.
They gotta learn the hard way.
I love that. So we've got literally. So now the countdown has truly begun. So we've got. What I would do is usually about 6%. So that's until my battery. We've got about 6 minutes left. But what I would say maybe like another 4. So then that way we could do like a nice little quick roundup. And of course, our friends can kind of know how to find out more about yourself and where they can be found out, where you're from. So maybe like a few extra minutes left, and then we're in a good place to do a little wrap up.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, I quite like that now. It's very.
You're liking it now. Liking the idea now, still.
Not just now. No, that's not what I meant. Oh my goodness.
It's all good. It's all good. It's almost like if that was a hot coffee, because this is a hot coffee, right? Or was it? It's not a smoothie. It's a.
No. It was a spiced latte thing.
Okay.
It was hot.
So like the steam that will come out would be basically the hot steam. I don't know. My brain is just going in the realm of what else we could have done to make that coffee. But to be fair, maybe if actually that's you plus me, maybe that's it.
I feel like if I get any cheesier, people might start leaving the stream. They'll just roll their eyes and be like, "We get it."
No, they've seen it through. It's been good.
Oh gosh.
We should find out from our friends what our favorites is as well. Actually, we haven't done a good old poll. I mean, we've got time for it. Maybe like from left to right. Maybe click on each one. Maybe just so our folks can get familiar, and then you let us know in the chat. We could do a poll, or even just throw it out there. Which ones are your favorites?
So we've got Kieran's coffee sticker.
No, it's ours, isn't it? I thought it was a joint. No, this is a collab.
There's the original coffee. Then we have the Puglia stamp. Over here. Then we have the chaotic animal tower thing.
The winner, surely.
Probably. Then we've got the Summer Bay with ice cream font. And then we have the I Heart You.
Nice.
We've got the early
That's the very beginning.
yeah, the early Valentine's Day sticker.
There you go. So let us know in my friends, which one are you feeling? Which one are you vibing towards? The ones, just throw it out there. Which one's your favorite, Storm? Just so we without influencing the decisions, of course. But what are you swaying towards?
I think it's the Animal Tower.
Yeah,
I think that one's
it's
my
pretty sick.
favorite.
I think what made it fun was actually we didn't know what animal was going to come next, and then all of a sudden the potato
Yeah.
came in. And I was like, yeah, why not? Why not is what you said, isn't it?
Yeah, why not? ¿Por qué no? It's in there.
So yeah, do let us know. So maybe it's a good time to maybe do like a nice little wrap up now, actually, perhaps of what you've done at the very beginning, and then maybe we can do, and then actually hopefully some folks would have put in the chat which one's their favorite, so I don't leave you going to bed thinking what was the one that everyone loved. I don't know. So yeah, nice little wrap up now.
Yeah, so basically what we've done today is gone through the process of creating your own custom stickers. So using Adobe Express and Photoshop a little bit to tweak colors and clean up images. We've used a combination of masks, Adobe stock assets, and AI generated font, and combine them together to make some fun stickers. Yeah, we've gone through using the remove background feature. We've gone through using recommended fonts and other AI generative features, which has been really cool to see how sophisticated Adobe Express really is. And we've been able to make some fun stickers.
Express. I love that. If like Express was a person, be like, oh, can't take all these compliments. It's overwhelming. And I'm gonna put it out there. The plot has thickened, Storm, because it looks as though we're quite stuck between everyone's loving. Well, people are loving the animal one, which I think was a given. Also, the coffee collab one, the one at the end. Who would have thought it?
Oh,
the one which was supposed to be a collab, but maybe I'm just gonna take it all for myself and then be like, maybe that's the one. Each to their own. So that's a good time to mention. So Storm, how can our friends kind of find out more about yourself? What's anything you want to plug before we kind of close up?
Well, I still live stream over on Behance on occasion. If you want to come and hang out with me while I work through a lot of my creative work, you can find me there. My account is under Storm Stewart, or you can follow me at Storm J Stewart on Instagram, and that's where I am most active. But I'm online. You'll find me.
Storm's there in the hemisphere. So Storm's been an absolute pleasure to host you. I hope you've enjoyed it today.
I have. Thank you.
Nice. So it's a nice time to kind of mention my friends. We've got coming up very shortly Andrew Horchriddle, who will show us how to transform your photos into works of art using displacement maps, blending modes, and gradient maps, and so much more. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be a good one. Storm, it's been my pleasure to host you. Hope you've enjoyed, like I said, and hopefully see you for the next stream next time. And of course, I've got to say thank you to our lovely audience as well. Without you, my friends, there is no stream. And of course, to our lovely Adobe behind the scenes folks, making sure everything runs smoothly. So until next time, my friends, we'll see you very soon. Stay safe and ciao.
Bye.